Yay! Okay, people, pop in. Happy Sunday. If you've never popped into one of my lives before, hi, I'm Cindy. I explore the inside and the outside. And here on Sunday nights, we have our show, Chatters Live. It is a casual night, right? Things flow how they flow, but there is no topic. And in all fact, my moderators and the people who pop into my lives chat more than I do. If you think that is possible. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Owen. Happy Sunday. No show and tell tonight. That'll be next week. So we should be thinking of some topics of conversation to have tonight, right? Maybe something that's going on with you guys in your life. I share so much, right? Right? And you guys too, but enjoying the conversation. But maybe you guys have ideas of topics for the conversations, right? Oh, yes, Andrew. So you get the time change too? I'm finishing up my cup of coffee. When I came home from work, I made a cup of coffee. I'm finishing it up because you guys know, I don't know, did I tell you I put myself on a $4 challenge? I'm calling it the $4 challenge. But I paid off all my bills. I paid my rent. I bought a few groceries, right? Thought it would be able to tie me over. But I challenged myself. I left myself $4 because we're working on getting these glasses this payday. Hello, William. Hello, William. So I thought that, I would see if I would be able to go 2 weeks on that $4. I spent the $4. I think I got the $4 to last me 48 hours. Didn't leave the house, so I didn't spend any money. But yeah, that was taken care of right away. And then right to my own what is it? Just adapting, right? Just knowing that, oh, we're not going to be able to do 2 weeks. But at the same time, I don't want to be borrowing money, and I don't want to be, you know, taking on extra work and side jobs and stuff. And I had a cute little pair of moccasins. They were cute, right? So I sold them. I made $40 on these pair of moccasins that I had. They were cute. They were worth the $40 for sure. But my phone just blew up over these little moccasins. And I was able to sell them, and right, I only knew I wasn't going to make the 2 weeks because I ran out of coffee. Even now, remember what I said? I'm finishing up my coffee, and then I'm going to my tea because I have tea bags, right? But I only have a small bag of coffee. So we're going to try and make that last until next payday. And I'm going to be so proud of myself, right? Finally, to get a good pair of glasses. And also, I've decided I'm going to do a 2-for-1. I've never ordered my glasses online before. Hi, Kathy. I've never ordered my glasses online before, but I'm going to give it a shot. I have my prescription, and, going to the optometrist and then to the eyeglass shop right next door, I thought I was going to get a good deal on my glasses. But then when I looked at the price, even with those special prescriptions and those special lenses, I need, progressive bifocals. And at the same time, I have a very odd prescription, very strong prescription. So it's usually cost me a fair amount of money. But today, well, not today, I decided that I was going to do them online. And so I'm going to do a 2-for-1. So I'm going to get two different pairs. So I have two different looks, right? I like the rectangular frames. I always have, because I have such a round head, and because of the strength of my lenses, it does make my eyeballs look a little bit larger. But when my glasses are rectangular, it doesn't look so bad because of where I wear my glasses. That granny thing, right? Where you wear them on your tip of your nose. I do, right? Not so bad, but it makes the prescription not so noticeable. It's funny, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a smart kid. I thought if you wore glasses, you were a smart kid. So wished for glasses, and yeah, I got what I wished for. Not even thinking, right? That, I was going to look like Baubles. Baubles is a character in a television show, Canadian television show called Trailer Park Boys, eh? Hello, William. I like your thumbnail. I like your thumbnail. Yeah, so thinking of topics, and let's go into the comments tonight to see. I saw Andrew wrote something. Yep, for some reason Indiana is in the Eastern time zone when it would be better for us to be in the Central. I am almost in the center of the US, but in the same time zone as Owen and William. Oh, I see. I see. Right. I was grateful for the extra hour of sleep today. I know we usually open up the store at noon on Sundays, and so I didn't take it as extra sleep, but I took that time, you guys, to finish my video for the next one from my Ontario trip. I was going to come in tonight, you guys, and say, hey, do you want to do 20 minutes and just do a live chat, and then do a premiere where we can just all pop into the premiere and I can just join in on the conversation in the comments like you guys. But it would take too long still with YouTube to edit the video. It's a 40-minute video. I tried to cut it down, right? But we're not so worrying about the specifics of the editing, but more of the experience. And I hope you get a taste of the experience. But I will post that video tomorrow morning for you guys. Trail walks. It's the Amethyst Dig too. The trip to the Amethyst Pit. And I'm finding it interesting as I'm editing my videos to see a lot of things that I didn't include, that I thought, oh my goodness, they would have liked to have seen me deal with this issue. Or when I set off the alarm, you guys, did I tell you guys what I did at the when I was driving home on the highway? I didn't film any of it because I don't know why I didn't film it, but that's what it was, part of what I was thinking today when I was editing the video, because I was looking for other parts of my experience, and I went, oh my goodness, I didn't film that, and I didn't film that. But I have to remember that vacation is created by me, for me, right? But I make that reward by filming it and being able to have content, which makes me really happy to be able to share it with you guys. But it's also important so that you can see and experience the kind of things that I enjoy doing. And it's simple things, right? My life for the most part is simple, and I think even moving forward, if the things in my life that I expect as I move forward, that hairy scary will come in, that I will still have that aspect of myself, right? That will be able, and I'm not going to say be able, I'm going to say will, right? And like, I'm just going to will this love for these creations that I do. I wish I could do more of it. I wish, right, that every month or two that I could go off and experience what I experience every September. but I suspect, right, that it will happen for me. That will somehow, because what you think about is realized, because it's part of my dreams and part of my goals and part of my ambitions, and because I talk about it and feel it and experience it and take lessons about it. It's in my life every single day, right? That showing up here every single day. I expect that you guys will get to be there when I experience it, right? It's going to be absolutely incredible. I don't know what it's going to look like, right? But I suspect, right? I've always, it didn't always look like what I wanted or what I dreamed of, but I always got what I wanted and what I dreamed. Like the glasses, like I said, when I was a little kid, right? My dream was to be one of the smart kids, and I thought the smart kids wore glasses, right? And I got what I wanted. I got my glasses, right? It's that idea that I say all the time is, right? What you think about is realized. What you compulse about is realized, and we do so much of it in this world. It's why I disconnect myself from the happenings of the world, and even in my mindset, when I know that if I had more information, that I'd be able to put, some of my thoughts and some of my considerations and some of my opinions, right? Because there's a lot of taking sides and stuff, and right, and it just, to me, it just seems so simple, because it wouldn't be happening if we all moved by our values, right? But because what we think about is realized and we move with that, right? I don't know. I don't try I don't try to analyze why, but I do recognize the benefit of not joining in on that mass hysteria, right? I don't want to contribute to that, and we do contribute to it. The media, right? Everybody's vying for attention. The more interesting, more impactful, more scary, right? That it is, the more we're going to stare, because we all want to be prepared, right? We all want the heads up. For myself, I'd much rather leave that stress to the side. And if it's going to happen, right, it's going to happen anyway, with my input or not my input, right? I put that wish, I put that feeling of peace and unity, and right, it takes all kinds to make the world. That's what I put out there, right? And that's what I surround myself with, but I'm not going to question it. Well, I do question it, right? Why is it? But then again, I'm so wrapped up in what I'm doing, right? But also at the same time, I gotta recognize the guilt and shame, because a lot of times, and even as a child, lots of times I would talk things over to get other people's opinion of what was right, what was wrong, what was normal, what was unacceptable, and then make judgments that way, rather than having my, right, the way I feel. But I'm always trying to feel out, is this okay? Is this okay? Should I feel guilty? Should I feel shame? Should I be purposely expanding outside of myself and making a point that every single day I'm going to spend 10 minutes on headline news, knowing what's going on thousands of miles away? I think I'm doing um, exactly what I'm doing here, because, right, that energy is being pulled, and whether or not I understand where it's being pulled to, right, that's right. I'm going to make my own decisions. It's just like, hearing these conversations and stuff that, you know, well, we won't get it. I'll leave that for my other show, because today is casual, right? Let's get into the comments and see what's going on. But that's good that everybody has the time change. And everybody's here, you guys. Awesome. Nice to see you, William. We had a Power Ranger come into the store, William, and I thought of you. And also that castle with the green monster face. That came into the store too, but it went into the back room because we do auction windows every month, and I think they're going to do a Power Ranger auction window from donations. But all that it takes is for us to get enough pieces to make a little lot together. Yeah, in our windows, we do a lot of Hudson Bay because the Hudson Bay coats, we'll put a Hudson Bay coat, and then we'll put a point blanket, like a Hudson Bay blanket, and maybe some other items like a coffee mug and gloves and scarves, and we'll put that in a lot. We do hockey team lots, usually the Winnipeg Jets, and we'll all the Winnipeg Jets paraphernalia that comes in that's new or it's really unique and interesting. We'll put it in the back room, and then when we do the windows, we'll do a Winnipeg Jets window. What else do we got? Sometimes we do the Harley, right? If we get a nice leather jacket and some Harley pictures and stuff. We do an Oriental Asian window, right? So we collect really nice Asian and Oriental things. Sometimes some really beautiful pieces of furniture come in, and sometimes we'll save those for the window. Playing cards and hockey cards and all kinds of neat things, but usually in little lots. And then you bid on the lot, the most that you would be willing to pay for it, and then if you win the highest bid, you get the items, right? But if you don't want it, if you say, "Oh, that wasn't in the condition I wanted," or "That wasn't what I thought it looked like," after you look underneath at the labels and stuff, that you get to refuse it, and then it just goes on to the next highest bidder until finally it's gone. It's a lot of fun. When me and my sister Alice go thrifting, I'll make a video, and then when we stop off at my store, I'll take a picture or some film footage of our auction windows. You'll think they're really cool. Like next month, we're doing the Christmas window. So I suspect there'll be a lot of green and red and blue, right? A lot of Christmas items and stuff, lots of toys, right? Like when we were little kids and we went to those big department stores and they'd have those big picture windows. They were amazing. They don't do them anymore. They haven't done them for years and years, but here in Winnipeg, Hudson Bay had beautiful windows, that different designers and stuff. They'd put clothes on mannequins and dress them up like a living room if they were selling furniture or whatever. Those windows. But at Christmas time, every one was a Christmas window. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we loved those. Oh, our faces would just be pressed to it. But I do remember Woodward's in Vancouver made it's not there anymore. It's actually part of Skid Row now, unfortunately. It has expanded, right? I am subscribed to Vancouver Watchers, which is a program of a gentleman. He goes for evening walks or afternoon walks in in East Vancouver, where the drug addicts and the alcoholics and the homeless live, right? And because I work in emotions, I find it very informative to see and to study these people, because I actually get to see them as he's filming his walk, right? Because he's got the camera just facing right this, and I get a great impression of the lives of these people, the difficulties and the conditions, and you know maybe not conversations, because this guy doesn't talk or anything, but I can imagine, because I am from Vancouver and I remember that neighborhood very, very well, only because my favorite building in the entire world, the Carnegie Public Library, is right on the corner of Main and Hastings, right at the very center of Skid Row. What a place to build that building. But it was 100 years ago, and right, and it's been a kind of a shanty town, kind of Skid Row kind of area ever since it, right, Vancouver kind of started. So it was kind of strange that that lot was chosen to start with, but they spent a lot of time choosing the spot, right, for the Carnegie Public Library. How many of you guys, do you know if you have a Carnegie Library in your city? Andrew Carnegie was a philanthropist, and when he got to be super super rich, he, oh, it's so amazing, he would fund money to different cities, and his only requirement in order to get the money to build the museums or the schools or whatever the city wanted to do for that improvement, the only prerequisite was that the city paid for the land lot, right, the lot. And so it was the city of Vancouver that chose the spot, and that building has survived nothing, and it's survived it, right. They bagged it up pretty much and fenced it off because it is in the middle of the homeless. And I guess, because it says Carnegie Public Library in great big sandstone, and one of those great big, right, Romanesque sandstone buildings. And yeah, I'm not sure if they're renovating it or they're protecting it from the neighborhood. It's hard to tell. It's still being used because I still see people coming in and out of the building. I think it's actually um, one of those community centers that let you get that drug, so that if you're trying to get off drugs, it's a drug that gives you the same high, I think, but it's to help you get off of heroin, I think. And and um and then and the reason, right, I don't know why I'm talking about this one building, but if I ever, right, I will buy that building and I will dismantle it stone by stone and then rebuild it in a different spot. 100%. It was never given the respect or the courtesy that it deserved ever. But Andrew Carnegie, he gave big money, like 50,000, 75,000 in those days. That's a lot of money, right? But being from Vancouver, that building, they call it the old Stone Lady. It means a lot to me, and because of this walk that this guy does on Vancouver Watchers, this is the name of his YouTube channel. He walks by it every time he does a walk, and he goes for a walk a couple of times a week. It's only 20 minutes, but at the same time I get so much, right, so much, because that's the neighborhood also that my grandfather, right, who was also a chronic alcoholic, and he was one of them, right? And in my family, it's a totally different story now, right? And it is in our family's evolution that things are getting better, like so so amazingly better. Okay, let's come into the comments, right? What do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Andrew. Is that possibly that? Yeah, well, it's not possibly. I already made the decision because I'll be able to get two pairs of glasses for $150 less than one pair of glasses from me walking into the store. I just thought it was going to be confusing because when you put the glasses on, it has to be lined up on your bridge and everything properly, right? Especially in the progressives and stuff. And I thought, well, how are they going to do that? Like, I don't know what they call it, a PD. is what it's called. And I says, I don't know what my PD is. Like, I don't know what that is. And I wouldn't know how to measure it between your eyebrows and down here. I wouldn't know. It's how the glasses sit on your face and how wide it is, so that you want to make sure you have the proper space on the handles, right? And it made me a little bit nervous. But, I thought, well, it doesn't hurt to go check it out to see how much it would cost me. And I can still get those special thin lenses. I can get the anti-glare, because you can see the glare on my glasses right now. And I'll be able to get two different pairs, right? I can have choices, and then it would never happen again, right? I'm not embarrassed by it, but at the same time, I'm not having conversations about it. People are just keeping their thoughts about this in their own mind. And I could imagine, right? Look, like, oh my goodness, right? Look at her, right? With her broken glasses. And it's been over almost a month now that they have been broke. Has it been almost a month? No, it's been oh no, it's been a month now, so that since that they've been broken, and they need to be replaced. So I did a little research, but the neat thing is because of my laptop, when I went out and picked the lenses, because I know what kind of lenses I like, and they say they have a whole bunch, so you can filter out. Do you want the what shape they are, right? If they're progressives, or if you want bifocals, and what quality of lenses are. And then, of course, that PD, right? But I wasn't too concerned. I just wanted an idea how much I could save if I did do it, right? So I went in, and then the site is called Buyers Direct, or Eyeglasses Direct, the company's called, just in case you guys want to try this, because a lot of my viewers, I would understand, probably are low income and have financial issues too. So, if you wanted to save a few dollars, this might be the right thing for you, because it asked me when I went in, I picked my glasses. It had it had so many glasses. And then in the camera, when it says at the bottom of when you find your glasses, it says try on. And then you hit the button that says try on. And then it asks if it can use your camera. So if you're on your phone, it would use the camera on your phone. If you're on your PC, it'll use your webcam. Your laptop, it'll use your webcam. And it you take your glasses off, and I've never been able to pick a pair of glasses because of my prescription, right? I got to take my glasses off to put on a pair of frames, but it's like looking through wax paper, so I can't see what the frames look like anyway. But Buyers Direct have this app where it says let me use your camera, and you push the button that says yes, and then and then you take your glasses off, and then you go like this, and then you go like this, right? And then you just go in and pick your glasses, and it puts your glasses on your face, and then your face goes like this, and it goes like this, and it has the pair of glasses on your face. For the very first time, I actually picked my own glasses, what I thought looked good on me. Now, with the lenses in them, it's going to look a little bit different, but the frames themselves, right, that I really, really liked. And I picked two frames. And listen to this, you guys. One of my frames was $29, and the other frame was $41. The lenses are $152, which were the very expensive lenses, right? Which makes my glasses $225. But with the taxes and everything, right, on top, I'm figuring about $250 for, $275 is what I'm thinking two pairs of glasses are going to cost me. $275. Did I get that right? I wrote it down. 152 for my lenses. And then the two, I have to get the two frames, but then I get the prescriptions free. It's buy one pair, get, oh, maybe I don't even have to pay for the other lenses either. I know it came out to 200 and something dollars on the higher end. So let's just say $300, and I'll get two pairs. Now that PD measurement, which is very important because your glasses have to sit on your face in order, right? Because otherwise you could get a pair of glasses where the handles are too wide, and every time you bend your hair and that they fall on the floor, or maybe they're too small, or maybe the lenses and the frames themselves are too small, and you don't want to look like over your glasses, but that's where they cut off because the frames are too small for your face. But when it takes a picture of your face and you go, hmm, that photograph, right? It shows you what the PD is. And I know my PD is 63 now. So I could just go in because I have my prescription, right? Because that was the thing for the last paycheck, to get the prescription, go to the optometrist. I got my prescription. So I just have to enter my prescription in. And then when it says PD, I have to put 63 in there, right? The name of the two frames and the number. There's a name for each frame and then a number. You put the name and the number of the frame you want. The only thing I don't know is how long will it get back to me. I suspect, though, that the optometrists work hand in hand with the glasses, because I would suspect a lot of people now order their glasses online, considering the pricing. And I think these stores actually, if I went in there, I ordered my glasses, they would do the same thing. They would order off of this same company that I'm doing, and they would ship the glasses out to them. And then I would pick it up from them, paying 2 or 3 times as much, right, as what I would pay for them if I did it online, right? I know, I get it. Everybody's got to make their cut. Everybody's got to make their money, but I'm not in a situation that, right, that they're going to do it on my back. I'm sorry, right? I'm going to do it my way, right? And maybe I might not get it right, but you guys will know because I'll be wearing the glasses, right? I'll be wearing the glasses. So I'm gonna go over to my nieces or my sisters to visit my sister on my days off, and we'll get the order taken care of, right? I want them delivered to her house because of the apartment building I live in. And I took a chance with my computer and let it go to my other sister's house, but she was at work when it got to her place, and it was just sitting up against her door, right? Oh my goodness. My computer, I love my laptop. I can't believe I made such a spontaneous, good decision, because it was a very good decision. It's why I've got videos edited. Are you guys going to watch my video tomorrow? I'll be putting it up tomorrow. It's all ready to go. It just needs to be uploaded to YouTube now, and I think I've got that now. So we'll see. We'll see if in the morning I'll put up the video. Okay, so next, yeah, so I'm excited about ordering my glasses online. I am, and if it works out, periodically when I have, right, 100 and something dollars, right, because that's what it'll cost me if I just get one pair, 100 and something dollars. Oh, I think that's what it was. I had to pay the taxes on both pairs. That's what it was. I had to pay the taxes on both pair of glasses, but I didn't have to pay for the glasses themselves. And I think the shipping was it was like a shipping service handling fee. Like it was only like $7 or something, but that was tagged on too. But yeah, you guys will see. I'll give you the final bill and everything of what I got, because I think you guys, especially if you wear glasses, right, that to be able to have an extra pair, who's to say if I'll ever, right? I have a very expensive prescription, and if it works and I'm able to buy my glasses online, I will consistently, right? Because you know me, I like my outfits. I like my jewelry to match my outfits. And even though, right, I'm wearing gray and black, I'm wearing gray socks with a red stripe. That's why I'm wearing the red earrings. I'm always matchy matchy. And it'll be kind of wonderful if I was able to do a little matchy matchy with the glasses too. And also, like I said, if I break the glasses again, right, I'll just open up the drawer and grab another pair. Everywhere as I go, I drag that spare pair that I have that I can barely see out of, but at least it doesn't look like wax paper. If I have to, I can read. As an emergency pair. They're not a proper prescription anymore, but they'll do an emergency. But just in case, right? Because these are so bad I can't even see. A couple of times they've fallen off my face. It's scraped right in the middle of my eye, so it's a little bit waxy even in the moment, right? But that's okay. That's okay. That's it's part of the challenge, right? My $4 challenge, you guys. I am on a diet, a financial diet to try and get a couple of things accomplished for myself. I'm not even going to get a break in between in all truth because I'm just going to right get the glasses as soon as the glasses are taken care of. I'm going right in to start work on the teeth that so that by spring we're all sorted, right? And maybe I'll lose a few pounds in that process. And I'll have some time because I am budgeting. I won't be going off and doing fun stuff, right? I won't be going off doing fun stuff. That I will be able to take in more lessons. I'll be able to concentrate on my brand a little bit better, right? I can better focus and at the same time I'll be able to right better set more plans, more goals, right? I'm grateful that I am wise enough to take care of myself because I understand that if I don't do it, I can't believe that I let myself break down. Well, it happened at the same time, right? On my holidays, I chipped I chipped my tooth and I broke my glasses. And they weren't great glasses to start with, right? Because remember, I'm still in the process of suing the city, and I'll make sure I'll let them know that I took care of them themselves and, right, take to court and we'll do something. Gotta hold them accountable. They're not above the law, and I'm not happy when it comes to those corporate governmental relationships and I will be a problem, right? I'm not that person anymore that's gonna allow people to push that energy at me, right? Expecting that I'm just gonna cave in or give up, right? The very least, I'm not going to be nasty about it, but I am going to be firm because all I'm expecting is what's right, right? And yeah, I expected to get to work safe and sound. They are responsible, and they never put even an auto pack claim in, which is our car insurance here in Manitoba, right? They said they were going to run the claim through, and they never even did that. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go down. It gets dark earlier, yes, but I find it more difficult to get up and motivated in the morning. I need to see that light, right? I start my day and it's dark and I end my day and it's dark and it's part of right, it's part of that grind of the day to day, but it is that season too, and it's a difficult season. I was saying it on my Instagram, like it is a well, not my Instagram, my other show. What's my good cheer? I was saying, it's a difficult time for me, and I suspect for a few of us because it's not a bright, cheery time in this moment, right? We're buckling down, and I'm staying busy, and I'm accomplishing, and it makes me feel good in that, but it is difficult. But at least I realize now and I always expected November to really, really suck. But it's in my expectation, and what I think about is realize. So I try to put some nice things in there, but it's not going to happen. The nice things, the things that make me happy in this are the things that I'm going to be accomplishing over winter. I'm going to do a little bit of accomplishing, and you know, I'm hoping that if I can get this done before my income tax return, that when my income tax comes in, maybe I could take a little winter break, right? Not looking to go where somewhere's warm and tropical or anything. It's not the plan, but maybe I'll go somewheres to a workshop or a seminar. Maybe I'll go somewheres to uh, maybe where it's no snow, and be able to connect with Mother Nature. Even the snow is beautiful, but I've got snow here, so I suspect at least I'll go somewhere where it's not as cold, right? But this is what I'm thinking. But you never know in between now and then what other little catastrophe is gonna happen, and we just play it by ear. But it would be absolutely amazing if those are the bonus funds, right? Because I suspect that, I could be and should be able to do both before that tax return, and that would be absolutely incredible. My vacation is being taken care of in a little business, right? That I'm um, kind of partnering with my one of my sisters in. I have my little job that puts the roof over my head and pays my bills, right? And I'm accomplishing those few needs that I have. I'm doing great, you guys, right? It may look different, but I do believe that I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Oh, Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy. David's here too. Brother David, hello, dear. Hello. Well, talk about the cold weather, right? Maybe I'd go to Mexico, right? Maybe go to Mexico. And I don't know. I think that it's not very humid, I think, in Mexico, even when you're near the ocean and stuff. That heat. Right? In the wintertime you can always put more clothes on. They have that technology, right? But in the summertime there's only so much clothes that you can take off, isn't there? And it's frozen. Oh wow, I caught up to the comments pretty good, right? What's going on with Nancy this week? Oh, have a great night. I know Sharon's all popped in and she's probably gone already. But yeah, have an amazing time. Sharon's such a sweetheart. She usually catches the lives after the lives. She always leaves comments and stuff, but she just comes in and, right, pops in and says hi. But I know she'll be back in and watching the live later on. You guys, and Robert, I know you're out there. I'm going to say hi to you, dear. If you want to pop in, Robert, and say hello, maybe it's a good sign, right? Right? That no news is good news, but you do say you do pop into my lives each week. So I'm just sending a quick hello out to you. I'm going to say to you guys this year, I'm going to start advertising for our Christmas Eve party on November 25th. So we have a whole month. Um, And yeah, it's going to be fun. A theme, you guys, are we going to do pajama party again? Or what did I wear? One of my flannel nightgowns last year. Well, I open up my Christmas stocking. Um, yeah, think of a theme for this year. But at the same time, what was I going to say about the Christmas party? Um, Oh, I was going to say something about it, but I can't remember. Can't remember what it is. Oh, I was thinking maybe I would do cocktails this year. Right? There was a drink that I used to like. I don't like the taste of alcohol, so my alcohol always tastes like Hawaiian punch or something tropical or chocolate milk, right? Like a Kahlua milk or a paralyzer or right? Some of those fancy drinks that you can't taste the alcohol. I'm not a big drinker. I can't remember the last time that I actually got tipsy. It was probably over 10 years ago for sure. But I was thinking maybe oh no. Oh, well, I had a few drinks at a Christmas Eve party that we had a few years ago, but I only think I had one or two drinks, and then I think the rest of that alcohol I gave to my sister or friend at work or something because it was just sitting in my fridge. I'm right. And it's funny because I worked bars and nightclubs for 15 years and never picked up that habit. And it was in seeing the states of my friends or seeing the states of other people. And it wasn't like I never got drunk because every once in a while I would, but it wasn't my forte. Maybe it was because I was a compulsive gambler, and if I was giving money for alcohol, then I wouldn't have that extra $3 or $4 to go and gamble and hit the big one. Thinking probably that was probably part of the story. I would have thought that alcohol would have been a waste of money, but I thought maybe there was a drink that I liked. It was called an electric monkey, and what it was pineapple juice. It was Kahlua. It was vodka. It was or tequila. No, it was tequila, and it was uh, banana liqueur. I'll have to think about it. It was absolutely delicious. It didn't taste like alcohol or anything, but I thought I was actually thinking when I was waiting, I washed the broom heads off of my I get free laundry here, so I just took the broom heads off the big industrial brooms that we have and I just threw them in the washer. And my goodness, why am I even talking about my laundry? Oh, because of the span of what I was doing when I got home. Oh my goodness, losing track already. Ready for my days off, and I don't get a day off tomorrow. Usually Mondays are my day off, but one of the guys wanted the evening off because they've got some family issues to take care of. And so I said that I would pick up the shift. Right? Being responsible, that $4 challenge, knowing that right I gotta pull in some extra shifts, possibly adapt and conquer. Right, there's not too much more here that I'm willing to part with. I mean, there's things that I could, but everything I have because I use or I love. I'm not getting rid of things that I love. I liked the moccasins. They looked cute, but they weren't necessity, right? And coffee for me is a necessity. Oh, isn't it funny that you said that, Andrew? Because I did buy one of the. I picked two of them. One pair is this in the brushed nickel, right? They call it gunmetal, right? I picked one pair like this, and then I bought, well, I haven't bought it yet, but I will be buying a pair of black square. These are rectangle, and a pair of black squared plastic ones I got. Because I put them on and I thought, oh, that looks pretty good. Because I wear lots of black and stuff. Those look pretty good. But I know they're going to look different once the lenses are put in them, right? I'll just be happy to have a good pair of working glasses. So, but it's funny that you say that, Andrew, because yeah, I did pick a pair, not that big as that Dame Edna, right? But yeah, they were square plastic ones. Yeah, kind of look like hers. Thank you, David. Have a great night. Aw, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love that Brother David always comes in and sends some blessings to us and stuff. We have such a great little crew. Don't we have just the amazing little crew? And like we can go an hour and a half and have these conversations. And it just keeps flowing that way. Aw. Thank you, Nancy. But yeah, starting the day, when it's pitch black outside, I think that, because people don't it's nighttime, right? Nighttime is for sleeping. It's not for gonna have some tea now. Mm, perfect temperature too. But yeah, like I said, that these couple of months here are a little rough, right? They are, it brightens up a little bit for Christmas, and then, that cold, that darkness, and like Andrew said, that how it's all dark in the morning like that. It's right. We look forward to spring. There's a reason we look forward to spring, right? Oh, you like the Christmas part? Oh, right, and opening the stocking. Yeah, I was thinking possibly. Yeah, they're called the electric monkeys, and I think I'm going to have electric monkeys for my Christmas. I'll tell my sister not to make the mincemeat tarts this year. Right? She just had two surgeries. She almost died twice in the past couple of months. Like, right? And we haven't had a death in our family in over a decade. And it's absolutely amazing that all my sisters made it into their 50s. My youngest sister turned 50 this year. And it's absolutely amazing because in my family, right, epigenetically, we usually, right, we have a lot of heart disease in our family. Even right now, my sister Tracy has heart disease, but her doctor said her heart is decent for her age and her health, that her she got a decent little heart. So maybe we're coming out of that. They say it's from the inbreeding, right? It because in the day, right, you married into families, is to into the same family. You marry your uncles or you marry your cousins, right? Even marry brothers and sisters and stuff. It's absolutely crazy. And right, it's like King Charles the Seventh. Was it King Charles the Seventh was the most inbred king in the world, and he had a lot of issues because of all the relative marriages, right? But yeah, that's what they did to keep the money and the land in the family. They also did it to make peace within countries, because especially in Europe, you see all those countries, and can you imagine the wars? Like, oh my goodness. And then you think, because that movie Napoleon, is anybody going to see Napoleon? I'm going to see Napoleon as soon as I've taken care of, maybe not this payday, But next payday, I am going to see Napoleon. I'm not in, right. I heard the Avengers. Then there's a new Avengers movie out on the 10th, but I'm more interested in seeing that movie, um, um, Napoleon. What was that? River Phoenix, but it was his brother. I think it's his brother. Is acting and he's playing the character Napoleon. And I like Napoleon. I got a Napoleon right there, right? And he's probably worth a pretty penny right now. I could probably put him up on eBay and I could probably get $1,000 for him. I could probably get $1,000 for him right now. A quick $1,000 too. But if this movie Napoleon gets to be a big hit, this is going to be a lot more. This is the Mason Company, the original Mason Company, that the Mason Company, whose pottery is very, very famous, they took over because they're the ones who had the really good reputation for the pieces that they put out in the world. And in the early 1900s, uh, is it early 1900s? No, it wasn't early 1900s. It was maybe early 1800s. They took over this company, and if it didn't have damage, because the sword is damaged, somebody did a very, very good job repairing the sword and repairing the chair that he's sitting on. Let me grab it so you guys can just see, because it's really cool. I know I've shown this to you guys before. Let me show you the Maker's Mark. I actually have a book on Maker's Mark. It took me forever to find the Maker's Mark on it. I don't know what that is. I'm sure that could be washed off. I don't know. Yeah, so I scrubbed this. You wouldn't believe it. It was so great. It was the same color. But it was after I cleaned it that I could truly see the repairs. I knew there were repairs on it already. It's why I got it so cheap, is because it was damaged. But the repair was done probably 100 years ago, or right, it was probably done 100 years ago, because even the repairs now have discolored, right? And he did a very good job, I think, right? He didn't get the sword exactly straight. You can see it's kind of bowed there, right? And and on the hat, you can see on his hat there's two spots. And these repairs were probably white at one time, right? The repairs were probably white at one time, but over 100 years, right? They just kind of surfaced to their original coloring, right? But if this was in good shape, this would have been $6,000. Can you believe that? Right? Maybe more now that the movie's coming out, because it'll probably get Academy Awards. That's what they aim for with those kind of movies, right? Um, and I don't go to a lot of movies anymore. I'm not about the entertainment anymore. I even have movies that I buy every once in a while. Well, you couldn't stop me. If the new Ice Age came out, I'd be all over it. And there is an Ice Age movie on video. I think it's Ice Age number 6 or something. It's on video right now. And when it comes into the store, it's mine, right? But anyway, this, if it was in good condition, it would be worth $6,000. It was a very famous company, and the detailing on it is absolutely perfect, right? Even the map and the cannon, you can see he's done sitting on a cannon. Oh, look at, there's a little repair on his cape. Or is that a cape? Oh, it's not the cape, it's the tailings from his jacket, right? The little Napoleon jacket. But you guys, even with this damage on it, its value, right? Look how damaged. I showed you all the sword, the hat, the chair, right? His bottom of his cape, there's a repair, right? Even in that state, it's worth $3,000. it's my best score. And not it's never leaving, right? I'm never going to sell it, right? I have it because I love it, because I have an affinity to it. Um and because it was like quality. Uh I only paid $1 for it because it was damaged. I only paid $1 for it. Now, right? I know my stuff. I wouldn't get away with that now, right? But this was a couple of years ago that I scored this one. And yeah, it's one of my favorite pieces. Like, look at his face even. Can I get close enough to that camera that you can actually see? Like, you can even see the eyeballs. Can you see the eyeballs? Like, they even did the eyeballs on it. At first, I thought it was alabaster, but when I found the maker's mark, it actually turned out to be bisque, right? So it's actual pottery. Oh, feel my age today. Oh, it's supposed to be my weekend. Oh, and I gotta work tomorrow. But I got lots of things. I'm gonna feel happy because we're going to have the next video up tomorrow, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to title it. Because it's got a few things in it. It's got me on the road. It's got a couple of provincial parks. It's got a trail walk, couple of breakfasts, right? And it's got the amethyst dig on this. So there's a lot to it. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I'll get it posted tomorrow morning. So come back into my live tomorrow, you guys, and are not don't come back into my live, but come into my channel tomorrow, and you'll probably get notifications if you're pretty regular here. You'll probably get a notification that I uploaded the next trip, and then after that, I think the rest of it I'm probably able to get into one video. So we'll have one more video of this trip. It would have been two videos, but that one part of my video on my way home when I came across that lake and then I cleaned up the clean right. We made that an episode in itself. That took me over a week to get that 4 minutes up for you guys, right? But it was a good one too because it was a good sign, like we don't take very good care. Here's a good example. When I got off work tonight, I don't like to litter. And I never was compulsed about, I'm just deleting something here. Um, I was never compulsed with recycling. I'm not a good recycler. Um, but when I woke up to some of these ideas, I just couldn't bring myself to throw a piece of paper on the ground. And more often than not, you would find me picking up garbage along the way, things that I know would take a very long time or nobody was ever going to come by. And it was just going to be, right, a disaster, suffocate something or choke a bird or, right. But what was I gonna say about that? Yeah, so I had that little video in there too. So I was able to not include that in my last video. So I think the next video, I'll put it all together and we'll just tie it all up as my trip. This year coming up, I'm stewing it around in my head because we know we're going back to Ontario. Right? I don't know what it is, but I love digging for amethyst, and I think my soul loves hanging out on a mountain of amethyst. Right? I think it. Right? It's an experience, and it's a very joyful time for me, and just even editing the video, it just made me drool to want to be there again. But of course, that far north in Toronto, right? Or not in Toronto, in Ontario. It's going to be snow. It's going to be cold, right? Maybe not as cold as Winnipeg, but it's still going to be pretty cold. I'm not sure if they get Chinooks. They have the mountains. We don't get Chinooks here in Winnipeg, but I know when I was living in BC, the Chinooks would roll in and they were absolutely lovely. Like you could go from like -30 to being able to wear shorts outside. I mean, you'd be wearing shorts with 6 feet of snow, but right, it would just be absolutely lovely. But I've never experienced a Chinook here in Winnipeg. The mountains block it, right? The Rocky Mountains block it. We're the prairies. We have wicked wind, you guys. Oh my goodness, that is an experience to experience. Yeah. Prairie winds knock you right over for sure. Right? And you've seen those videos, people trying to push against the wind and the cold. That's what it's like here every day for like 3 months. It's fun for about 3 days. It's fun for about 3 days. But you manage. I do, like I said, I do love the evening walks in the winter because everything is so bright and clean and everybody's got Christmas lights out and stuff. And even throughout the winter, people do the Christmas lights. They don't come down or get turned off until spring. That's the way we work here, right? Oh, really? Oh, because everybody's ordering movies online now, right? I think probably because of the extreme cold here in Winnipeg. This is, for outings, movie theaters are something that would work very well for this province that we live in because we need to get out and about. We don't want to be cooped up in the house, but at the same time, a lot of people don't want to be outside at 40 below zero, right? Hockey games, right? I go for my evening walks. I do. But those evening walks, I am bundled up like the Michelin man. And I'm not even joking. I'll take some pictures and right? In another couple of weeks, I will be in my snow pants and I will be in my snow pants and probably until the end of March. I have a couple of pairs of snow pants for a couple of friends, and they are friends. They're homeless. They're a homeless couple, but they're very kind to me, and they have been watching over our store a little bit because we were having some issues, right, at the store with the homeless, and we got targeted a little bit, but when he got word, he sorted it for us, and I'm very grateful for that. So, when I dig and put my grocery, or not my groceries, my donation bags together, I always make a separate bag for them, whether it's, a vest or a pair of pants or some socks or whatever it is. I gave them a couple of winter hats and some gloves and stuff last week, right? I don't have that money to give to them, and they are panhandlers. And I don't like that word. She panhandles, but he works hard for his money. He 40 below 0. He'll be out there with his guitar in the drive-through, and he'll be playing, and he'll do that for. Oh, he told me he works between 10 and 12 hours a day. And I've seen him like I've bumped into him numerous times on a day, whether I go to the coffee shop for a coffee and there he is, or when I get off work, there he is, or right. I live in a different part of the city and I go for coffee, but because that's another neighborhood that he runs, that I bump into him there, that he's he's become a friend, right? And I actually confide in him. And it's that idea that there are angels everywhere. I truly believe that, and he's got problems and she's got problems too, but oh my goodness, he brightens up and he's taking care of the store. He's making sure he's gotten the word out to the neighborhood ruffians and homeless. Like he's not going to put up with them, you know, targeting us, breaking into our bins, breaking our windows, because that takes away from our hours too, because our store has to pay for it when the windows get broken or somebody steals something, or big equipment gets broken and stuff, right? It's not like we have to pay for it, but our hours pay for that. So there won't be any extra shifts, and right, we'll be working with the bare minimum of staff that we need rather than that extra staff in order to get extra stuff done, because we have to cover the costs. And like I said, when he found out about it, he wasn't happy, right? And he cares. Right, he watches over me. And it's funny because last week, you guys, this is so sweet. Remember what I said? They're homeless. They sleep in stairwells. She told me this week that they're actually warm at night, that they're not actually sleeping on the streets, that they're sleeping in stairwells. They have a nice place that they can stay warm at night. And I went to work, and because of my $4 challenge, you guys, I had a $4 challenge that I wasn't allowed to, right? I wasn't allowed to borrow money. I wasn't allowed to make my life like extra shifts and stuff in order to bring the money in. Like my life had to stay the same in order to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, or what I expect that I should be able to accomplish, because I felt like I was showing up and I was putting extra on my plate. But I like to put that extra every day. But I just felt, again, it's that season where you feel overwhelmed and stuff, right? But what was I going to say about that? At work. Yeah, he put the word out there, and it's really nice to feel that, you're kind of watched over. And, it takes all kinds to make the world. And a lot of people wouldn't even have conversation. I stand with them. I see him doing his thing. I'll stop. I don't have any money for his guitar case to throw in there or anything, right? But I'll stand there and I'll talk to him. And if I've gone to Safeway and I've picked up something, I'll dig into whatever my bags are and say, well, what can I share here with him? Right. And he always saves for his wife. Sometimes I get off work late and I'll go to the deli in the grocery store and I'll have them make me a sub, right? But then I'll get the full sub, and then I get them to cut it in half, and then I walk by him and I give him half of my sub, right? So I try to help out the best that I can, right? And it's strange that I feel like I'm taking them under my wing, but I'm not actually giving them money. But back to what I was saying, this week she came into the store with a cup of coffee for me on my $4 challenge. I haven't been going to the coffee shop. I haven't been buying coffee. I'm coming straight to work. I actually made myself a cup of coffee before I left for work tonight, but I accidentally left it on the counter. I was disappointed that I didn't have a cup of coffee for work and that I couldn't buy one. But I'm doing this challenge. I'm doing what I have to do in order to be able to accomplish what I want to accomplish, and that's it's not going to stop me, and it's not going to kill me. It's not going to kill me either, and I'm going to be very proud of myself, and I'm going to be very pleased to get that responsibility off of my plate, because it's something that needs to be done to get my glasses right. Aw, that's sorry to hear that, Nancy. I know, since the COVID started, and especially in the building that you're living in the surrounding area, that there has been lots of difficulties. But you did manage to get out a few times this summer, didn't you? You took some beautiful pictures of Seattle, and it really looked like, the city government at the very least was kind of dressing the city up, because they were very pretty pictures of the flowers and stuff that you were taking. Aww. That's sad that you feel that way, Nancy, because I was so proud that you were connecting to Mother Nature the way that you were, even, right, being locked into your chair, that you were still managing. Don't get discouraged, Nancy. You're not that one, right? You're a bigger cheerleader for yourself than I am, and I consider myself a pretty big cheerleader. Right? And we do the best that we can, right? We can't expect that every day is going to be popcorn and cotton candy, right? And I understand that a lot of us we understand that life isn't that way, but because we get kicked so often, I get it. I get those feelings of, oh my goodness, why me, right? Like, I'm already down. Did I really need to be kicked again? But I don't know. Who are we to question those lessons? And if it's spilt milk, if it's already happened and it can't do anything about it, I think the best thing to do is just to have that attitude, right? I had a few things that I wasn't pleased with happen this week, and I was just like, even before my live show, right before I was going to hit live, you guys, sometimes I like to have a pen to play with when I do my lives, especially on Chatter. What's my good cheer? You'll see me quite often with the pen in my hand. I like to take notes, but at the same time, when I'm yapping, I don't know, something about having a pen in my fingers, it helps me out a lot. And it's not a matter because it makes me look smart or right. It's just something to play with in my hands, right? Aw. Well, that's true. Like, oh my goodness, we got serious graffiti and stuff. And they work hard, but not only do they work hard, they're providing jobs in getting it done, right? And even when they trash it and stuff, they still got people who need jobs who are cleaning up that mess. And then there's more jobs because, well, they have to redo it, right? But I would love to see you, right? Not get discouraged, Nancy, right? It is the season. It gets better, right? I know it's a couple of months, but we have a little bit of lightning, not lightning, but lighting, like very, very light stuff coming up in the next month, right? For a couple of weeks, and then we'll feel good for probably a couple of weeks, and then we'll be in the midst of winter, and that'll go for a couple of months. For me, it'll be a little bit easier because I'll be working and accomplishing and getting ready for spring and fall at that time. And plus, in my goals and those things that I set for myself, right, that I'll be working on those. I'll be keeping myself busy. And right. And I get it. It's going to be difficult. And I don't expect it to be popcorn and cotton candy. But at the same time, I think that if I do this properly and I do it in baby steps and I keep that good attitude, that I'll be able to make some movement. And I think that pride, right? That pride in being able to accomplish those few things, which for some people would just be pocket change. It would just be a thought and it would be taken care of. But unfortunately, that's not the case at this moment in my life. So I've got to put that effort in. I've got to apply, right? Um, that energy to what I need to get done, because if I don't, well, it's just not going to get done. And if it doesn't get done, just those other things that come along the path will just get added onto that list. So I just won't even have a broken chip tooth. I'm going to have my broken glasses that I can't see out of because it's fallen off my face so many times. It's just got a scratch mark right in that detrimental spot, right? And then I feel discouraged about that. And then being discouraged, then I will lack in other aspects of my life. And I'll just like, oh, right, forget this. And then that misery needs company, and I wouldn't be asking anybody to keep me company in my misery because I'd just be all miserable keeping myself company in that. And then, oh my goodness, all alone and miserable, right? And giving up on things because I see one thing not working out properly for myself, right? I'm going to be busy all winter. I have to be. Even right now in November, what's the date? The 11th? We got more than 2 weeks. We got more than 2 weeks of November. And right, I suspect that there'll be lots of challenges in those 2 weeks, but I don't know. I'm battling it pretty good. Oh, but back to what I said about, this homeless lady. She brought me a coffee at work. I would have so loved. It was a triple triple. It was just too much sugar, but it was a cup of coffee, and it was a coffee shop coffee. But more importantly, it was bought for me by a homeless lady, somebody who just did it out of the kindness of her heart through money that she panhandled, right? And she did that kindness for me. I thought that's just like the sweetest thing ever. And she is a very sweet lady. I know there are other sides of her. She has talked about it. She has even agreed that, at some point that I'll be able to interview her. Um, and she told me just let her know when, and right, she'll come over. I'll make her a nice dinner, right? If she wants to have a shower, she might not want to, right? But those are her choices. That's her life, right? She gets to make those decisions. I don't, and I won't make her or allow myself to make her feel insignificant um or feel bad about her state. She's very open about her drinking problems, right? And maybe part of me thinks that I can help in that, right? But maybe not. Maybe that's just my ego, right? Thinking that I can, right? Putting my nose and my fingers in places where they need not be. But I think when you build on relationships and you actually have that mutual caring for each other, then that mothering is okay. That mothering is acceptable. I'm not trauma bonding with her, right? And she's not trauma bonding with me either. And in actuality, maybe she doesn't give it any thought. Maybe I'm just that person amongst many who do help her out because, right, I'm sure she's a sweet lady. I'm sure she's got lots of people like me who watch out for her. But when the right word, because we pick a word on my show, what's my good cheer every week, and we dig into the topic. I'm waiting for the perfect word that maybe, if she comes in and has a conversation, that it might contribute that week because there are lots of lots of weird words, even that would reflect in her life. And you guys would find her very interesting. And I think you probably would also agree that she is very sweet, that she's a very sweet lady. We all have problems, we all have handicaps. Some of them are more visible than others, right? And I would much rather be around somebody who she admittedly has her problems, right? She's not hiding anything from me. She's expecting me to accept her the way she is, right? And she accepts me for the way I am. And I think that is absolutely a beautiful thing. I just love this concept of it takes all kinds to make the world, because yeah, they shine on the neighborhoods that they hang out with, and they hang out in the two neighborhoods, the neighborhoods that I live in and then the neighborhood that I work in. And that's why I bump into them so often. And I've actually had an opportunity to get to know them, right? And expand on that relationship, right? She might even come over and have dinner and, right, do an interview. Oh, it won't be an interview, it'd be a conversation. Interviews are, I think, intrusive, aren't they? You know, so I wouldn't want to intrude in her life. I would only like to have a conversation with her and let her offer up whatever she wants to offer up in that topic, in that word that we choose. So I'm waiting to see, maybe when this word forgiveness, right, pops up, maybe that would be a good word to come into the conversation in, right? Okay, I'm starting to babble off, you guys. We're going to end our. Oh, look at the time, 9:02. It's like my alarm. I wake up a few minutes before my alarm goes off, and I lay in bed and just for a couple of minutes, and then the alarm goes. I'm like a clock these days. Absolutely amazing. Mind you, I did get up a couple of times last night, and I drank a lot of fluids yesterday. But I got up a couple of times last night on the verge of Charlie horses. Like, I could tell that if I didn't get up and start walking them out, that they were going to be bad Charlie horses too, because I haven't had a Charlie horse in a while now. It's been a couple of months since I had a Charlie horse, but yeah, I almost had a doozy last night. So I did get up a couple of times last night to walk out my Charlie horse. So tonight I'm going to sleep a little bit better. I'm not sleeping in, right? I'm getting up. I'll post my video. I'm sure if YouTube takes my video, and I think I got it down packed now, that not down packed, not even close. But once it's um uploaded, I think it'll be absolutely fine. So expect that sometime tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon at the latest, that you guys will have another installment of that trip that I took in September. You guys, already it's November. Ooh, right? But we're going to smile through it. We're going to whistle while we work. We're going to be a little bit accountable to ourselves, right? We can't manipulate and control others, right? But we can influence and help ourselves, right? Cheerlead ourselves, right? Motivate ourselves, inspire ourselves. And I will be pleased if I get that video up. Perfect. If I get those glasses ordered on Friday, perfect. Right? We're up and running. Right? We'll take it from there. Okay, you guys, have a great night. If you want to pop into my show tomorrow, thank you so much. Oh, night, everybody. Night, everybody. If you guys want to pop in tomorrow and join me on Chatters Live, I will be doing it probably sometime tomorrow afternoon, unless me and my sister go out thrifting, because normally we do go out thrifting on Mondays, but she is getting over her dog passing away, and yeah, I got things to do tomorrow too. But it is what it is. We play it by ear, right? And it'll be fun if we do go out. But in any case, you guys, going to enjoy my tea. I'm going to take in a couple of lessons, see what my peers are up to, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye bye.